Roderick Strong is all elite, meaning the Undisputed Era is officially back in AEW. Well, not quite. We would have had all 4 members of the Undisputed Era in AEW together had Bobby Fish not absolutely fumbled the bag. Today, we're going to be talking about what the hell happened to Bobby Fish and how he is the biggest bag fumbler of all time. Before we get into it though, make sure to like the video. I'll give you until the 3 count.
Reach hooks the leg. There it is.
I hope you beat the count, and let's get into the video. Bobby Fish debuted in 2002 following training with Harley Race and Tony DeVito, and began working the American Indies under the names of Jerk Jackson and Madden Fisher. Just the most indie-rific names in wrestling history. He worked some of the early Ring of Honor shows in 2004 and 2005, and that was about as far as he had gone until the year of 2006, when Bobby Fish started working for Pro Wrestling Noah, one of the bigger feds in Japan, and this is where he would begin working under the name of Bobby Fish. This was Bobby's first big break, and it helped him to get his name out there in both Japan and America, and he would spend his time working between Noah in Japan and the American independent scene. And after years of building up his name on the indies and in Noah, Bobby Fish would be signed to Ring of Honor in 2012 and would become a full-fledged member of the Ring of Honor roster. In fact, very quickly into his Ring of Honor run, he was paired with another wrestler named Kyle O'Reilly, and they would start doing tag matches together and be aligned together. And this is a team that would come to be known as Red Dragon. And only 4 months into Red Dragon being a team, they won the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships from the Briscoe brothers at the 11th anniversary show in March of 2013. And yeah, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish as Red Dragon would spend the next few years as one of the top teams in Ring of Honor and the American independent circuit, pretty much one of the biggest teams outside of WWE. Red Dragon would hold the Ring of Honor tag titles for a grand total of 3 times in their history, and are one of the greatest Ring of Honor tag teams ever, as I said. And hey, Bobby Fish even got a Ring of Honor World TV title run under his belt in 2016, just before he departed from Ring of Honor in 2017. And he departed from Ring of Honor in 2017 because in that year, Bobby Fish would sign for the WWE. And he would debut alongside his Red Dragon tag team partner Kyle O'Reilly at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 that same year, attacking the new tag team champion Sanity, and then later that night, they attacked NXT champion Drew McIntyre alongside Adam Cole, who they were now aligning themselves with and officially forming the Undisputed Era. And I don't need to go into detail with the Undisputed Era, we all know exactly how successful they were in NXT. The Undisputed Era were widely successful in NXT, and as a result of the Undisputed Era's success, Bobby Fish is a multi-time tag champion in NXT. He was involved in top programs and top feuds in the company, competing in War Games matches and title matches on pay-per-view. The Undisputed Era were easily the biggest thing in NXT at the time they were there, and of course Roderick Strong would later join the group when Bobby Fish got injured, but when Bobby Fish returned, it would be the 4 of them all together, and they were just a mega group. There was one point where they held every men's NXT title at the same time. Goat shit. At the end of 2020 though, at the War Games event, Bobby Fish suffered an injury leaving him out for months, and in his absence, the Undisputed Era broke up and disbanded, and so when he returned to NXT in 2021, it was just a bit awkward, you know. His buddies weren't there, he wasn't on TV ever to acknowledge the breakup when the breakup did happen, and seemingly WWE didn't know what to do with him. I mean, clearly they didn't know what to do with him, because in summer of 2021, he was released from the WWE as part of their COVID budget cuts. But out of WWE, Bobby Fish was just fine. He was straight back at it. He appeared in MLW and then on AEW, challenging Sammy Guevara for the TNT title on the October 6th, 2021 Dynamite Anniversary show, and he would be announced as All Elite and would sign with AEW. He would start working singles matches. He wasn't doing anything really notable for a couple of months, but Adam Cole, of course, had already debuted in AEW and was doing stuff with the Elite, and so it was only really a matter of time before they acknowledged Adam Cole and Bobby Fish's history, and they started doing stuff together in AEW. And of course, that is what happened. Bobby Fish associated himself with Adam Cole on TV, they acknowledged their history, and they'd start occasionally teaming together on TV as a tag team. In December of 2021 though, Kyle O'Reilly debuted in AEW, and the Undisputed Era were reunited. It was a crazy moment, and to think that we were living in a world where the top team of NXT, the top trio of NXT, who AEW were feuding with, were now in AEW, it was kind of crazy. But I gotta keep it real with you. The Undisputed Era really didn't do much in AEW. They were involved in a storyline with Adam Cole where he was kind of aligned with both them, Red Dragon and the Elite, and it created some tension, and that was kind of it. Nothing ever really came to blows between the two groups other than in the matches they had against each other, such as the tag title match at Revolution 2022 when the Jurassic Express retained the titles against Red Dragon and the Young Bucks in a great match. But that's about the heights they reached as a team in AEW, were Red Dragon and Undisputed Era. They didn't really do much in AEW. It was just a bit forgettable. And when Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole both got injured in summer of 2022, Bobby Fish was left on his own again, and in August of 2022, his contract expired and was not renewed, making him a free agent once again. And since leaving AEW, Bobby Fish has just done anything he can really think of. He's taken shots at AEW, Tony Khan, and CM Punk's kicks in weird interviews. In fact, he had a boxing match on the Deji versus Floyd Mayweather undercard. He fought on the undercard of Comedy Shorts Gamer, and hey, he won, to be fair. He's worked with New Japan, Impact, and he of course asked all the folks the age-old question: where's the lie? In one of the most awkward and memeable moments in the history of wrestling. But despite all this, Bobby Fish is still a free agent. In fact, I was under the impression he was signed with Impact, but apparently he was gone as early as December last year. And we're now in an AEW landscape where Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly are all there. And that landscape is probably something that Bobby Fish isn't going to get to be a part of due to everything he's done and said about AEW and Tony Khan since leaving the company. He kind of shot himself in the foot. But I have to present an unpopular opinion right here, right now, and that is that I think AEW should bring back Bobby Fish. And I know I'm not saying they should bring him back long term. I think they should just bring him back even just for a couple of appearances, a year at most. But surely there's something in a 4v4. Undisputed Era versus the Elite, the full Undisputed Era, NXT versus AEW. Surely there's other people that want to see that other than just me. Obviously, they have 3 of them there already with Cole, O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. So when they want to do the 3v3 of them against either Hangman and the Bucks or Kenny and the Bucks, they can do that. But I would love to see the 4 of them against the 4 of the Elite. I think that would go incredibly crazy. And also unpopular opinion, but I don't think Bobby Fish's singles matches were even that bad when he was in AEW. So I'm not even that against seeing some of his singles matches in AEW. But regardless of what you all think of what Bobby Fish should do or what AEW should do, folks, hit subscribe.